even though we're talking about modern day relationships and traditional relationships, we fully understand that we need each other, right? Like the
Right.
conversation, us having this conversation is about how can men be better and how can women be better
Right.
and how can we work together to get to where we want to be.
Right.
Because ultimately, the survival of the species is what's most important.
Right.
And the only way we're going to continue down that road of evolving and growing is if we work together. And so women do have a natural intuition that far supersedes what a man can. Like
Yeah.
you ever take your girl somewhere and she be like, "Oh, I don't like that person," or "Oh, I don't like that girl," and you're like, "Why?"
Yeah.
You don't even know, and it's like there's something in her
Right.
intuition that's throwing her off, right? Where that
Right.
woman could be a potential threat, or that guy could be a potential threat.
Right.
But what I will say is, not every woman is aware of it that she
Right.
has that. You know what I mean? So as a man, you have to make sure you choose a really good woman that has that natural intuition that you can bring up and say to her, should we go left or should we go right?
Right.
And she's going to answer because she knows it's going to be what's best for you guys. Now, what's best
Right.
for her and her
Right.
own selfishness, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or what she's trying to manipulate, or how she may be trying to manipulate the situation, and vice versa,
Right.
right? But you have to choose the right kind of woman in order
Right.
to feel like you can even go to her and ask her and get her opinion, you
Right.
know? And that's that because you don't want to ask the wrong woman. You don't want to ask, no disrespect or anything like that. I don't want to throw names out there or anything like that. But some of these female rappers, you wouldn't want to ask them for direction and leadership
Right. Well, yeah.
on certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What I just think for me it like comes back to, um, the man has a role
Mm
and the female has a role,
hmm. Mm hmm.
and when them roles get twisted or whatever,
Yeah,
then
it's,
I think that's when the plane starts coming crashing down.
no, it's true. Yeah, because you can't have two people driving.
Nah.
You know what I mean? At the same time, it just doesn't work. And you know, even and this was something we discussed about before the podcast. Like currently, my girlfriend right now makes more money than me. Right
Mm,
now, for a lot of men, that may make them insecure. Right,
right.
that may cause them to act out in ways that they aren't even aware of because they feel inferior. You
Right.
know. But my response to that is number one, I didn't think I would ever be in a situation where the woman that I was with was making more money than me,
Right.
right? But it's a situation now I find myself in. And at the same time, I think where men that are confident in themselves,
Right.
right, understand this is just where we're at right now.
Right.
Now I know where we're headed, and I know that one day I'll be making either equally or just as much money than her,
Right.
or more money than her,
Right.
and I'm okay with that.
Right.
Her success doesn't intimidate me at all. It doesn't make me run away. It doesn't make me shy away from her and what she's been able to achieve, right?
Right.
And even in our, relationship, there are times where I can sense her masculine energy going up.
Yeah.
And I either have one of two choices. Either I tuck my tail between my legs and
Right.
I go and hide in the corner, right?
Right.
Like some men do,
Right.
or I meet her, right?
Right.
With my own masculinity, with my own energy, and I reassure her and remind her, hey, look,
Right.
I get it, but you got to bring that down
Yeah.
because it's not healthy for both of us.
Right.
You should be naturally more in your feminine, and I should be naturally more in my masculine.
Right.
Now, that also doesn't mean, because I think that sometimes, man, we have to break these things down and remind people.
Right.
I don't mean feminine means weak or masculine means strong.
No.
And I'm not saying that being feminine means that you don't have a voice and that masculine means everything you say goes. No, but it goes back to what you were saying about a woman being the backbone and a man being able to say, hey, I think this is the best direction we should go in. What do you think?
Or how do you feel?
Or how do you feel? Yeah,
Right.
because all those things, man. I mean, relationships, man, and life as a whole is really a day-to-day thing. I
Yep.
mean, you have to be present in it on a daily basis. Otherwise, you're kind of missing the point of life,
Right.
you know? And these relationship things and these modern day relationships aren't easy concepts to grasp. They're not easy
Right.
concepts to understand. But if we want to have a successful future and if we want to rebuild the family unit in this country,
Right.
we got to have tough conversations like this.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I think it ultimately falls on us. Um,
Does.
and the reason why I feel that way is because my mom was there for me a lot. My dad was too.
Mhm.
Um, but like there was just certain. I just felt like I was always around my mom.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and I saw my dad out there, grinding and stuff like that. So like for me, it's just like that's our job. Like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If you want shit to get easy for you,
Yeah.
if you want your girl or, women in general to just be like, okay, you got it and not have a whole lot of like back and forth, then you just got to go out there and get it because at the end of the day, that's all that's what our job is. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying?
Yeah.
And then just to make sure you're getting yourself better at the same time.
Yep.
And then if your woman's out there grinding, hustling, then let her go do her thing. But at the end of the day, just like if you gotta go out that door in the blizzard to go get something,
It's gonna be us going.
it's gonna be me going.
Yep.
You ain't
Yeah.
gotta worry about it. And I
Yeah.
think in times like today, men are like, man, I don't feel like going. You go.
Yeah. Yeah. You want equality, right?
Yeah, you want equality, you go.
You
And
want.
and I don't think that's what women meant when they
No.
wanted equality.
No.
I
No.
think
No. No. No.
and I think we took it as, all right, well, go ahead and do it then.
So I think some women, right? Some modern women do take it that way. That they can do everything that a man can do.
Right,
But when it comes down to it, when
Right.
shit hits the fan,
right,
when that blizzard comes, when that storm comes, when what that war happens,
right,
women are like, "Hey, look,
I'm
I'd much rather just be a woman right now and not have to, go out on the front line and not have to go out in that blizzard."
right,
But you're 1,000% right. There are a lot of men that are running from the responsibility of it. And I know if I'm being completely honest, going back to what we were talking about, you have to grow into these things.
yeah,
You have to grow into this space as a man. One of the reasons why I think you were able to do it naturally and at a faster pace than, let's just say, someone like myself is because you had a family as young as you did. When you have a family, when you bring children into this world, something happens. One of two things happen on a biological
Right.
level. I'm sorry. Either your DNA activates and you say to yourself, okay, I have to be a father now.
right,
I got to step it up.
right,
I got life dependent on me now. I got a
Right.
wife. I got 2 kids. I can't drop the ball. Every now and then I may slip, but I'll catch it. You know what I mean? But I can't let it hit the floor.
right,
I can't. I just can't. And you make a pact with yourself. You make a promise to yourself, right?
right,
Or you could have said, "Man, you know what? Forget this, man. I'm out. I can't handle the
right,
stress. I can't handle the responsibility. I can't handle my wife. I can't handle my kids. I'm just throwing my hands up in the air and running from this."
right,
Which I'm not saying if a man does that he's the worst person ever. But what I am saying though is that he maybe doesn't have the mental fortitude to
Right.
understand that that is what life's about, man. Life isn't for us as men. Life isn't about
Right.
what we want all the time. It's not
No.
about how we feel
right,
all the time. It has everything to do with what are your responsibilities
right,
and how are you going to wake up on a daily basis, walk outside your house, put your armor on and go to
Right.
war for yourself and your family.
right.